Yeah, Dirty Rat's actually fairly decent versus Shaman. Sometimes you can pull out Manatide Totem or a thing from below in the right situation and actually punish them for that patient play.
Ooh.
The Mukla is awful. I mean, there's not any two ways to slice that. But Cabal Shadow Priest not the worst, But usually if Will gets to that stage, he's probably home free, and Muzz draws the worst one.
Does not play it though. Now this is one of my favorite situations in all of high-level Hearthstone. You have the Dirty Rat. It is turn 2. Everything in your body, everything in your being tells you, I cannot play this. I cannot play this.
But it's a 2/6 taunt for 2, Rob.
And what if you hit Patches? What if you hit a Bloodsail Corsair? Nathan, what if?
Think of the possibilities.
Most of the possibilities are not great for you. You could hit the Naked Flame Tongue Totem.
Hitting that Manatide Totem is a great outcome for Will. Only 2 consecutive attacks is what it takes to clear it.
Nathan, what if?
I think the wiser side of Will is showing here, but smiles nonetheless. You could tell he really wanted to rip that.
Oh, look, Manatide Totem came down. Now you have nothing to contest it with, Nathan.
Great job, Will.
Yeah.
And this Manatide Totem may be going to town here.
It is just out there doing its thing, and ain't nobody going to stop it.
And I'm curious if Muzzy plays anything in this situation.
And you can just get rid of the Patches right here, make it not a liability to Galaka, get rid of the Acolyte, just make it cycle. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, this is absolutely perfect. And now, if Will wants to do anything, he has to Shadow Word Horror.
Patches can't betray you if Patches is dead.
The Manatide Totem's already drawn 2 cards. The Flame Tongue did its job. Shadow Word Horror is down now, and that's one of the most powerful tools versus this deck.
And Muzzy just going to continue to populate the board over and over again. Just basically keep saying to Will Scarlet, do you have the answer? We see that Bloodlust sitting in hand, and...
I said Mukla was terrible, but with the way that Muzzy has played this, which I want to iterate, I believe is correct. Play it slow and look for, very powerful turns unlocked with Flame Tongue and Bloodlust. It is... Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going for it.
Oh, no. This is bad. Oh, don't do it, Will.
Will, choose life.
Don't do it.
Choose life, Will.
No, Will!
Okay, that could have been worse.
He hit the better of the 2.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, but this board looks strong enough for a devolve.
Are you feeling like you're in a position where you want to spend your silence on the Flame Tongue Totem? If you don't, you are just basically... essentially giving up the Dirty Rat.
I'm silencing. Whoa. Now that's
this
really
is such a
interesting
tell if you do this.
Well, that's really interesting to me. I think Will's trying to feign that he actually doesn't have a way to answer a wide board state here. And that may trap Muzzy sometimes, but this devolve is so good.
Oh, that used to be a gangster. Now it's just a young Dragon Hawk.
Yeah.
Life comes at you fast.
Crime doesn't pay.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
Now, Will still has some pretty strong tools
to work with here. If you're Muzzy, you see that silence come out, and then you saw the Flame Tongue Totem. Do you feel like you just learned more about the context of Will Scarlet's hand? Because there's a world where that thing pumping out 1/1s is actually not a big deal if you have certain cards in it.
Yeah, and I think this is that scenario. I mean, look how patient Muzzy's willing to play this. He doesn't really want to commit the thing from below to board. He just says, he's got more AoE. This is the spot for it. And Will, now torn, does he want to Holy Nova and strand the Galaka Crawler? Or does he want to use the Galaka Crawler and risk the damage?
I think you Holy Nova here. I think you have to be safe. That's what it comes down to against Shaman.
Well, this Holy Nova this is a sizable risk as well. Now, if Muzzy rolls a Healing Totem,
sure,
that Spirit Lash isn't looking so good.
Now, Muzzy manages to play at this high level despite what is, frankly, an absolutely busy schedule of going to school, hanging out with other people. He's just incredible what he's able to do in such a short amount of time.
For me, it's been go to class, come back, play Hearthstone, do my work, go to sleep, go to class, rest time. You know, there's not really any other activities that I really have the time to do. So, you know, it's been a pretty busy life and not much sleep.
Wow. The Evolve looked so good. Will has the Galaka Crawler in the 3-4. He has the Ooze on the weapon. And Muzzy's Devolve was meant to play around Spirit Lash. That's exactly what he was thinking about. And he draws Jade Lightning. Did he just get the sign that Will does not have Dragonfire Potion? I think he did. There's no way he's holding this thing from below. No way!
Would you believe you're wrong, Nathan? And down comes Mukla, Tyrant of the Veil.
18 damage from Muzzy. If he'd have played the thing from below, you'd be looking at 26 damage. But now, Will Scarlet has the Mukla on board. So if he has Dragonfire Potion, that means he can banana it up first, Dragonfire and clear. So now Muzzy's got some thinking to do. Is this the time for Evolve number 2? The window is closing rapidly.
I'm almost always on the side of just taking the Evolve in this situation because, again, you're not drawing cards. You are just living on the top of your deck. The only other thing in your hand is that Bloodlust. You have, at this point, a reasonable cause to suspect there is not a Dragonfire Potion in hand, unless Will Scarlet is simply the most patient player that you've ever come up with.
This was the other thought from Muzzy, too. Do I take the Bloodlust damage now? So he clears out the Mukla Tyrant, nails some damage.
Can still Evolve here if he wants to. I'm just going to go ahead and pass it up. Okay, well, Priest of the Feast here.
Some hidden synergy here with Mukla Tyrant and Priest of the Feast.
Yeah. Well, Scarlet here, considering the Velen, that would be a 2-damage Spirit Lash, which really doesn't accomplish... I mean, it halves the board, essentially.
Well, he's seen both Jade
You're getting a bunch of
Lightnings.
health back, yeah. I mean, it brings you about to full health.
He's seen a Maelstrom Portal. He's seen 2 Flame Tongues. There's not really a lot that punishes this spot.
Now, we see Muzzy for the first time in the series actually looking like he's coming up against a problem that's going to require a lot of thought.
It is incredibly difficult to imagine calculating all the different possibilities of Evolve and Evolve. Wow. And Muzzy's clearly playing for board in this spot. He says, you know what? I had to use this Bloodlust to clear. If I tried to go for lethal, I get punished by any amount of board clear, any significant healing. But now he's just getting outright pressured out of the game.
Yeah, Cabal Shadow Priest, certainly a card which hasn't necessarily seen too much value in certain situations, but in this one is going to...
Whoa. And Will pushes 7. I love this play from Will. He's seen so much from Muzzy that he's just forcing him to have a strong hand here.
Is it Evolve time? Is it finally just Evolve time?
Looks like it. Goes to a 4, goes to a 7. Oh, reasonable 4. Oh my.
Whew.
That is really bad news for Muzzy. This is just about as full of a clear as you can imagine. And that Frozen Crusher, it may be frozen on the next attack, but it outright kills.
Yeah, it needs to do what it's going to do this turn to get the value.
And we're seeing game 5. Muzzy's gassed. Will's got full board.
It's going to be the old Shaman Mirror. That one is a particularly tasty match.
Will just going to hold the banana. So, yeah, kill the 2-2 if you want.
I don't know. That Aya changes the shape of this game.
I mean, the Aya was definitely a huge draw here. But the Crusher's going back to 8 health. Well, I don't know, man. Io is a huge draw. If Muzzy can draw Thrall, or even at this stage Doppelgangster, is a pretty sizable threat.
Maelstrom Portal off the top.
That allows him to do some clearing work.
And you put the Aya into that Crusher, play the Maelstrom Portal.
You know, if Muzzy hits spell power off that, he would be able to clear the board down and have himself a lone 4/4 in this situation. Wow.
I can say, I think Priest of the Feast actually ends up just being the better target overall. You just do not want more health in the coming turn.
Taunt Totem in the way is a really big deal against the Frozen Crusher too. Kazakis, fresh drawn for Will, and this could be crushing.
Going for that 10 mana potion too. Will Scarlet just says, I need all the magic I can get.
So he took, what was it?
Summon an 8/8 demon and summon 3 friendly minions, so he's just going for that big board.
I don't really blame him for that, honestly. I mean, at 27, with a greater healing potion in hand, he's seen a Bloodlust. He's pretty darn safe to take a very greedy value potion here.
If you'd taken the 5 potion, you could have just gone for deal all damage to 4, go for the clear.
I don't think the
Could have played
Crusher
it on this
attacks here.
turn. Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe to your point, the health is so high, you have seen a Bloodlust.
Well, now Muzzy gets to isolate the Frozen Crusher once again against the Taunt Totem. And Muzzy has a clear on the rest of the minions if he'd like, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. Did Will's greedy potion put him at risk?
Pretty good draw.
Huge
Pretty good draw.
Draw for Will. Muzzy is donezo. Game 5. I can't believe this game was as back and forth as it was.
I looked all but iced for Will Scarlet until Aya Blackpaw came off the top, and Golems are both a girl's and Muzzy's best friend. Yeah, we see Muzzy just going wide on the board, playing to that second Bloodlust.
Yeah, even then, it is very far off that happening. And look, you see Muzzy raise an eyebrow.
Oh my goodness, the beasts all have charge because of the Tundra Rhino.
Wow.
Priest summons 3 beasts. Play my beasts? Yup.
That is unreal.
You're the hunter now.
Honestly, he could have gotten like...
Yeah. It's mostly just fun because you never see it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is very strange to see that happen. Will just laughing it up. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's never going to happen to him ever again.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly the first time I've ever seen that. But more importantly, Will goes ahead and ties up this series. So 2-2, Will Scarlet on the verge of taking out a second big name from the Americas Pro scene.
Yeah, and Muzzy in playoff matches, not counting championships, in playoff matches, Muzzy is 11-0 in his last 11 matches.
Yeah.
So,
Want to see if he can make it 12-0. We'll find out